We will be looking at another big storm that's being mentioned in the models now for quite some time, and it seems that this storm will probably occur, and if it does, there could be a variety of hazards ranging from the possible winter storm in the north and some possible severe weather in the southern and the possibly central portions of the country. As the low seems to be tracking pretty far to the north, according to the models, so severe weather could be farther north than it has been so far this winter, at least since the year began. Before you get started here, please consider subscribing and liking this video if you do enjoy our forecast and stay updated to this channel. So this thing doesn't really get going until Friday morning. Aside from that, band of snow, like really narrow, sitting up across northern eastern parts of the country, that's also gonna fade away pretty quickly. We do see the storm beginning to grow and develop, with of course some snow across upper Midwest, as well as the New England region for a bit, and then it also, of course, with the warm convection, it'll change to rain eventually, but between that, it'll also be, some sleet and ice, of course. So we got another snowstorm, in the upper Midwest and also the plains. And again, that warm convective precip, in New England. And we see that heavy rain, from much of the lower Great Lakes and the Midwest, as well as heading down to the south, and there could also be some severe weather, especially if you look at the line. I'd say especially from south of the low. So, Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Illinois, Indiana, and also parts of the southeast could be watching for second round severe weather. Of course, we got this first one, but it seems kind of disorganized. Saturday, and early Sunday, as well as a little bit starting on Friday. And of course, ingredients are kind of all there, so all favorable to the weather. But let's look at the Snowfall Map before we head into deciphering the. So, if you can see here, so heading into late week into the early weekend, you start to see that the snowstorm is plowing through the upper Midwest as well as the Northeast a little. And then we have another snowstorm in similar areas of the Midwest, not really affecting the Northeast in any way, at least not as significantly as it would in the upper Midwest over here. But it could still bring some wintry impacts over in the Northeast. Well, should this occur, but this is like a week out, so there's a ton of uncertainty, of course. But these ones have been consistently shown in the models for like quite a while now, so it's not surprised we got time talking about this. Because some areas such as Minnesota and northern Wisconsin and UP of Michigan could see over a foot of snow. But that's also a point of uncertainty here, because knowing that this is like 5 to 7 days out, so not too much gets too specific about it at this point. So, but with the snowstorms looking like they're consistent, at least with whether or not they're going to occur, but some locations vary, but it seems mostly agreed upon that these areas have the best potential for seeing snow out of these storms. And down here in the south, there's obviously the severe potential, because at least with the first one, this is on the track. We'll show you eventually. So if we look into the severe weather, so fast forwarding to the main stormy time frame, which would be starting next Friday and throughout much of the weekend, there could be a plume of instability across Central Plains, which may go eastward with time. So any instability could reach as far north as places like Nebraska, Iowa, maybe even places like northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin. and even possibly Southern Michigan, but that's also more or less remnant energy, so there won't be much, if anything. So severe potential is kind of lower over here at this point. I kind of wonder how Sunday goes. Yeah, at this point it's kind of none. But there could still be some energy with the next storm, which would be all the way next week. I'd say like Monday or something. Yeah, Monday. I mean, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after, the 7th. And this is the 5th. And backtracking, this is actually the 4th. So it's pretty interesting to just see how far storms could develop to the north. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. Because it gets as close as the Minnesota border, I think. And I mean, we haven't really had any storms like thunderstorm-wise over here, at least. And over here there might have been. I mean, there has been because I heard there was some lightning activity over here. I forget, it was definitely this month though. So yeah, all the way to like Nebraska, Iowa, and Illinois could see severe weather. I mean, even up here in northern Illinois too, but let's see how all the ingredients kind of align first before discerning into that. So heading to 3rd and for the 4th of March. So Thursday and Friday, we start to see some Gulf moisture being lifted northward, and dew points values in the 50s are reaching as far north as Nebraska, Iowa, Friday evening, and then not into Iowa for Saturday morning. Then as this moves eastward, dew point values in the 50s could also reach as far north as northern Illinois and southern Michigan on Saturday afternoon evening. So if you can see there, and then this thing whole just kind of moves in eastward. And then we see another round, but dew points in the 60s could be reaching as far north as northern Oklahoma, central Arkansas, and Tennessee as well. This is of course Sunday, but even those values in the 60s could get pretty far north, to say the least. Illinois, southern portions of Illinois, Indiana, maybe into Ohio a bit as well. That's about as far north as go. Let's see, 60s in the dew points. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but we're also starting heading into the severe weather month at this point because now it's March, and we're also heading into a new spring at this point. So yeah, this is definitely looking like a good time to say severe weather is starting to amp up at this point. So again, that moisture is really coming in at this point. But even for this first round, southern Illinois could be where we could see dew points in the 60s, but this is all a week out, almost. So, not too much specific, of course, but this is an early hint of where we could see some severe weather. So heading to Friday mornings, there is some favorable lapse rates, especially down here in Texas, but also overall across most of the severe wet threat area, as well as Friday and Saturday. So this is definitely looking like a very severe weather setup. So we're focusing the severe weather threat on Saturday over here. They're all favorable for that too. And then it's mostly over here in the southeast Sunday morning. Could be later into Sunday, but it's mostly over after Saturday night and Sunday morning. But of course, all of this would be very favorable for severe weather this weekend. Well, no, next weekend, but yeah, this coming weekend and late next week. So that's definitely a good time frame to watch for severe storms popping up at that point. Across some central portions of the country. So if you are new to this channel again and like to see more of our content, please do consider subscribing and liking this video.